Apparently the last battle was just a little too monstrous because, well, many of you just didn't show up. And could you believe it that a battle between a rather large gargoyle and a troll wouldn't have gathered a bigger crowd of spectators? Well then, so I've decided to take it down a notch and make it a little bit less scary for you. As today we have a battle between a farmer and a cat. Is that monstrous enough for you? If this is your first time at the arena, these are one-on-one battles between various monsters that are simulated via the realism of what D&D mechanics present us with. So it's a great way to explore those questions of who would win between a giant and a dragon, or a griffin and a manticore, a goblin and an orc. Oh, that was our first fight. And so on and so forth. You don't have to enjoy D&D or know the rules at all to enjoy these. Just simply sit back, relax, or choose a contender to cheer on. And yes, so today's battle is between a commoner, or farmer in this case, a peasant whose miniature comes from Village Attacks, and this cat whose miniature comes from Deep Madness, the Uncounted Horrors expansion. Size-wise, the cat is rather large. It comes in at 4 feet long and 18 pounds. The farmer is a tall man and he comes in at 6'5", also lean for his size at 200 pounds. The cat is considered a tiny beast, and being pretty much as big as it can get for being a regular cat, its hit points total is 4. It's a pretty quick creature and nimble at that, as it can move 40 feet and climb 40 feet as well. It has a challenge rating of 0, but it has a jumper trait, meaning, well, that it can jump pretty well. Its attack is fully dependent on scratches. Our farmer comes in with the same amount of hit points of 4, being a somewhat average peasant. He's yielding today a hand axe, which, as you can imagine, certainly does more damage than the scratches from a cat, even a rather large cat. But same as the cat, his challenge rating is 0. And so the cat will be represented by the white dice and the human farmer by the black. And there you have it, folks. Let's get this party started. I do not know what brought these two to the arena today, but I'm assuming it was probably the farmer's decision here. Whether the cat's been stealing hugs from his wife or baby chickens from the field, I do not know, but whatever it is, it caused enough of an uproar in this man's mind to bring him here to bring an end, or try to bring an end to this cat. And so with that, let's see who goes first. And that's a roll of a 14 for the cat, with a bonus that it has, making it a 16, and a 12 for the farmer. The cat goes first. Apparently there's some hesitation within this human. The cat seems rather shocked by the environment that it is in and the noises from the crowd above, but it does recognize the creature before it in this open space. And surprisingly, it does start moving forward. Cat moves up 40 feet and stops. Decides to settle here and not jump anywhere, but rather crouch down aggressively and prepare for anything that may come at it. The farmer squints his eyes in disgust at this animal. He twists an evil smile, veins rising up all over his arm as he walks forward, clenching the small axe in his outstretched arm. He pauses in front of the cat as it hisses at him, and thinking to himself, this will be its final hiss, he moves in for the attack. But not so quick, as the cat was prepared. And so since the cat readied for an attack, it unleashes its claws at the farmer's legs, and it's a 9. With the addition of 4, it overwhelms the farmer's armor class of 10 and automatically lands a single damage, reducing the farmer's health to 3, and leaving his legs quite bloodied at that. Apparently those green trousers are useless against the cat's fury. But this certainly did not much more but just enrage this man to the bone. He has had just enough of this furry little demon. He swings with his axe and gets an 11 with an addition of 2. He overwhelms the cat's armor class as the axe strikes the creature, and with that damages the kitty for 1 point of damage, reducing its health to 3 as well. Members of the crowd are now moving forward in their seats, as this is getting interesting, more interesting than they had anticipated. The cat is bleeding now as well, as the slash from the axe opened a gash just above its shoulder. It growls and moves sideways, trying to get behind the farmer, from where it pounces on him, both forepaws stretched out, with all claws readied. And do any of the claws land? They certainly don't, as it seems the wounded shoulder messed up the accuracy of its launch. Frustrated, it bundles itself on the ground, making itself feel more secure by squeezing low to it and hissing up at the tall human. The farmer adjusts his position to be more squared off with the cat, and swings his axe arm back and forth, launching it in the cat's direction. It's a 6. He has an addition of 2 points on that, which make it an 8, make it also unsuccessful, as the axe blade flies through the air. He curses the cat as the cat stands up with confidence and leaps at the man, and it rolls a 5. With the addition of 4 points, it gets ever so close to landing on the farmer, but unfortunately, the claws hit the sands. It's careful not to turn its back to the farmer, and so once again squats down, hissing at him. The farmer tosses the axe between his hands, trying to be more unpredictable with the positioning of the axe, launches it forward, and rolls a 9. Making for an 11 again. Not enough to beat the cat's armor class. The cat is simply too nimble for his attacks, or the farmer's just really not good with this weapon/tool. No wonder he's so frustrated at this cat. The cat retaliates with one paw into the air and rolls a 19, making that a success and an automatic damaging hit of 1 point upon the farmer. The farmer, shocked by this, begins to tremble, as not only is the adrenaline jumping up now as he is actually sore and bleeding even more now, but also realizing the potential this cat has to end his life. He crouches down, getting ready to do whatever he has to win this battle. To wrestle or even bite this cat back if he has to. He rolls to hit. It's a 10 with the addition of 2, breaks through the cat's armor class, making the hit a success. Most of the crowd boos and some of them cheer him on. But at this point you can tell they're all having a pretty decent time. Sick people these days, I tell ya. He rolls for the damage and it's a 4, ending this what seemed like to many would be a much more boring and quicker fight, with a direct strike into the cat's neck. And well, you know what an axe does best. Its slash damage turns into an outright chop, and the cat's limp, headless body slouches upon the dry, hard ground. With the cat's hit points reduced to 0, the farmer looks at the sky and cheers himself on, bloodied and more humbled now, as this adversary was certainly more of a challenge, and today certainly started moving forward differently than he had ever imagined it would have, as he did not expect himself to get a taste of the edge of his own mortality. But he is grateful, and now a different man leaving this arena. And who knows what this cat had done? The farmer did have young children, and maybe that cat had disfigured one of them. I don't know. We don't know. We're not here to judge, but to see who lives and who dies upon the dry, lonely sands of the arena. Now, if you are actually ready for something more monstrous, quite a bit more monstrous, we did have a battle previously between a bugbear and an ogre. But if you're ready for more craziness and flight and attacks from above with wings, see if you can handle the battle between a gargoyle and a troll. And while you're at it, let me know what monsters you would like to see next. Duke it out in the arena in a fight to the death. See you in the next bout.